JD Vance has not been having the best week or two.
Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance. Thanks for joining us today, honey.
Of course. Good to see you.
Like, I don't know what a white supremacist talks about with his Indian wife. I'm sorry. I don't understand. I don't understand this relationship at all. But Trump is rat fucking him. Trump has sent him to negotiate with Iran when Trump knows this peace deal is bullshit. And they've already violated the peace deal. As of today, as of June 28th, they've violated the peace deal. Trump joked about this at the G7 summit. He said, yeah, if it doesn't go well, I'm just going to blame JD Vance. If it goes well, I'm going to take all the credit. I mean, he was joking, but every joke has a little truth behind it, right? So here's JD Vance admitting he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Because guess what? He was a politician for 2 years and 2 years only before he became vice president. No experience with foreign relations, foreign policy, peace negotiations. He has no experience with any of this. And he admits it. Again, I don't know how anybody can vote for this guy in 2028 if this is his attitude. He's obviously younger, doesn't have dementia. He's a little sharper, he's a little better on his feet, he can talk a little better. That's it. That's all he can do. He's still a fascist. He's still a white supremacist.
Coordination dance and the diplomatic protocols. I got to be honest with you, I don't really understand these things. I've never been particularly into diplomatic protocols. My attitude is let's get on the ground and actually fix these problems. But they want to do a delicate dance. The Qataris and the Pakistanis want to make sure that we do this in the right way. So I'm trying to be respectful. Given my position of the last year and a half, I have to care about diplomatic protocols all of a sudden.
Dude, he's treating this like a joke. Nobody should vote for this guy in 2028. This guy's a fucking moron. He's a clown. He's a jester. He was only picked because Trump knows that whatever he wants him to do, he will do it. He is his personal bootlicker. And more importantly, he will do what Mike Pence did not do, what Mike Pence refused to do, and obey Donald Trump every single time. That's why JD Vance was picked. Not because he's smart, not because of his experience. And here's just another example of that. Here's JD Vance at the negotiations. They are feeling disrespected that Trump is not there, that Trump sent JD Vance. They feel disrespected by that. They're like, where's the big boss? Where's the guy? Why did you send your minion to talk to us? He's so butthurt.
Okay. All right, guys.
God, it's just like every time I see this guy, he's getting embarrassed. Without Trump's endorsement, I don't see how this guy gets anywhere in the Republican primaries. I just don't see it. He's too nice, too submissive. He tries to be funny when he's just not funny. He has no charisma. I think the only like redeeming quality that this guy has is that he comes from a working class family, right? He was raised by his grandmother or something in West Virginia. That's it. That's the only thing that the working class people can connect with when it comes to JD Vance. Now, Donald Trump, on the other hand, nothing. Nothing that the working class should be able to connect with, other than they saw him on TV 20 years ago on The Apprentice. Okay, so finally, JD Vance went on the Megyn Kelly show. Megyn Kelly is a well-known racist, white supremacist, Islamophobic person, right winger. By the way, a lot of these podcasters on the right are being paid by Russia, right? Benny Johnson, Tim Pool. I wouldn't be surprised if any of these people or their views are being botted. I'm sorry, but like, why the hell is he on this podcast? Like, you have nothing else better to do? How about you study diplomacy? How about you study foreign relations? How about you study negotiations? The fact that this guy's on a fucking podcast right now, as there's a war going on, and he admitted he's not into diplomacy. Dude, you probably should be. You probably should figure it the fuck out. I don't know.
We were never going to get the quagmire that a lot of people were worrying about because Donald Trump is just not George W. Bush. So I would say the first argument I'd make is look at where we are right now.
George W. Bush was smart enough to never attack or invade Iran. So Donald Trump is honestly dumber than George W. Bush. That's like the lowest of the low.
And I think you can make the best argument that where we are right now is a good place for the United States of America. And again, if we transform the Middle East,
What else you
this was
got?
fundamentally worth it. Okay.
Gas prices being $4, $5, $6, $7 is where the Americans need to be. 13 U.S. soldiers dead, by the way. That's the best place for America. Okay.
Someone in Trump's inner circle is trying to take him down, and the White House isn't even denying it.
There were certain things in there that legitimately made me worried that people were like taping,
Yeah, in the Situation Room.
which, by the way, is like a felony.
It's now become clear that someone is secretly taping meetings taking place in the Oval Office and even in the Situation Room. And to be clear, we're not talking about a low-level intern here. This is almost certainly being done by a senior-level staffer, a cabinet secretary, or possibly even the vice president. And we know
Who has motivation to do this? Who has something to gain for making, Donald Trump look bad? JD Vance and Marco Rubio, two guys that are predicted to be running for president in 2028. Just something to think about. Republicans and Democrats are both mad at Trump right now because he vetoed or decided not to sign a bipartisan affordable housing deal.
Closed-door meeting erupting into chaos. President Trump meeting with Republicans on Capitol Hill, suddenly erupting into a shouting match. The president had suddenly refused to sign a bill supported by Republicans and Democrats that would have helped Americans with housing and affordability. Rachel Scott at the Capitol tonight.
Tonight, chaos in the Capitol. A closed-door meeting between President Trump and Senate Republicans descending into a shouting match. It came out.
Hey, Republicans, maybe you shouldn't have voted for him again. Chaos in the Capitol. I wonder when was the last time there was chaos in the Capitol? Maybe sometime in January. I don't know.
After President Trump abruptly canceled plans to sign a major housing bill, a rare moment of cooperation between Republicans and Democrats on a key issue of affordability.
We just passed.
That's how bad the economy is right now, that Republicans and Democrats are agreeing on affordable housing. That's how bad it is. Like, everybody's saying that this is a good thing. That's how bad it is. So let's figure out why. Why did Trump not sign it?
Something that we're all proud of. 85 votes in the Senate, 385 votes in the House to make housing more available to Americans. We all need that. In red states and blue states, Trump blew it up.
The stage was set for the bill signing when President Trump fired off a post, dismissing the legislation as a matter of minor importance, saying he would not sign it until the Senate passed his own top priority, tough new voting restrictions. Republicans blindsided.
What did you think?
Okay, so he didn't want to sign it because he wants the Save America Act to be signed first, which will make it way harder for women to vote. It will make it way harder for lower income people to vote because it requires a driver's license or a birth certificate, which some people just don't have. Right? They can be registered to vote. They can already be registered to vote. But let's just say you lose your license the day before the election. Now you can't vote. Like, they wanted to make it as hard as possible for working class people to vote. It's all a strategy to win the midterms. Okay? So yeah, somebody said in the comments, we're dealing with a child. They said, I'm not giving you what you want until you give me what I want. Like, he's negotiating like this is another country. Like, he's negotiating like he thinks he's negotiating with Iran right now. If you need to give me something before I give you this. Like, dude, this is Americans. And again, this is another reason why I don't understand the MAGA movement, because it's so anti-American. You guys hate MAGA hates half the country. They hate Democrats, who are probably not half the country, but about half of the country, right? Like, they hate millions of people who are Democrats. And they obviously hate the Democratic Socialists and the Socialists and the Communists, but, you know, We're talking about 70, 80 million people in this country. MAGA hates them, and the MAGA movement hates them. So I just don't. This America First shit is just all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
I was disappointed because I thought that this had become a priority.
Soon after the president arriving to meet Senate Republicans.
Are you going to sign the housing bill, sir?
Behind closed doors, sources tell us President Trump unloaded on another topic, Iran, lashing out at several Republicans who had voted to limit his war powers. One of them, Senator Bill Cassidy of Louisiana, firing right back.
He asked, why would anybody vote for the War Powers Act? As he continued, I said, is that a rhetorical question, or would you like to really know? He said, I'd like to know. I stood and said, you have not told the American people what's going on.
Cassidy acknowledges he lost his temper.
Voices were raised. Put it that way.
Any regrets on anything you said?
Lost his temper.
Voices were raised. Put it that way. The War Powers Act. As he continued, I said, is that a rhetorical question, or would you like to really know? He said, I'd like to know. I stood and said, you have not told the American people what's going on.
Cassidy acknowledges he lost his temper.
Voices were raised. Put it that way.
Any regrets on anything you said?
No. I'm not going to be bullied when I'm trying to get answers for the American people. Right now, there's just like,
Respect. Respect. One of the few Republicans that are standing up to Trump. I respect that.
It seems that we're being told different things by different people.
Publicly, the president brushing it off.
He walks out there knowing he's about to get crucified by the media. Watch that again.
What do you want to talk about?
Oh.
We turn now to the closed-door meeting erupting into chaos.
And bullied when I'm trying to get answers for the American people. It seems that we're being told different things by different
I think we had a really
The president brushing it off.
things by different people.
Publicly, the president brushing it off.
I think we had a really great meeting, and we're very proud of the party. We like our leader. We like everybody.
Why can't Trump talk without people being behind him? He thinks he's like some mob boss. Big boy cannot talk to the public without people standing behind him.
Really in the room. I don't like a few people, but that's okay.
And David, late today, the president was adamant that he is not signing that housing bill. He is holding firm on his demands. This is something that Democrats and Republicans spent months working on. They know that this issue is important to voters and that affordability will be front and center in the midterm elections. David.
All right, Rachel Scott live up on Capitol Hill tonight for us. Rachel, thank you. We turn now to the closed-door meeting erupting.
So that explains this video.
You have to respect the president. If you don't respect the president.
Oh, not this video.
As you saw with the communists elected in New York City. As you saw.
I mean, just another reason that Donald Trump doesn't want to make housing affordable is because he's got a lot of rich friends, and he himself is a landlord. He is and he loves real estate, and he has a lot of rich friends that he doesn't want to hurt or make mad. This man is for the rich. I mean, everybody that was smart back in 2016, we knew this. And this is just one reason why I have never voted for him. He's not for the working class people. He's for the rich. He's for the top 1%. And he will always look out for the top 1%.
With the communists elected in New York City recently, they're communists, they're not social democrats. They want to completely destroy the traditional American way of life. Communism is very easy to sell. It destroys everything, but it's very easy. I'll be honest, I think I'd be the greatest communist in history. I'd give free rent. Ladies and gentlemen, from now on, you don't have to pay any rent.
Sick. No rent. Now I can put that towards maybe medical debt or college debt or credit card debt or buying a car.
From now on, anybody wants a house, don't worry about it. Just pick the house you want.
Cool.
Everybody gets free food. Everything is free.
Yeah, God forbid we have free food so people don't starve. What a radical, crazy idea.
From this point forward, everyone's going to
We throw out, I don't know, millions of pounds of food every year, by the way.
vote for me. The problem is, after 2 or 3 years, the country is a disaster area. The country fails. They always do. It always does. So easy to sell. That first year, boy, you're the most popular. It's happening right now in New York and California. But you'll start living in squalor. You'll live in squalor. There will be no food.
Squalor.
There will be no housing. There will be no military. There will be no law and order. There will be no nothing. There will be no nothing. You'll be a third world inhabitant in every way.
So let's check in with that. This coming January, Donald Trump just said there will be no laws, no food, no military, crime in New York City because Zoran is a communist. So let's check in on New York City in a year and see if he's right.
And everyone will suffer or die. You'll suffer or die. That's what happens.
Dude, this is the biggest fear-mongering bullshit I've ever heard. Everybody will die because they have free food and free housing. People will die because of that. Oh my God. He thinks he's on Fox News right now.
For thousands of years, it's been happening by different names.
Thousands of years. Thousands of years. Communism has been around since what, the late 1800s? Not even probably 300 years old.
Thousands of years.
And by the way, all the communist countries that he claims have failed, right? Cuba, Venezuela, we have bombed them. We have done regime change. We have gone to war with them. We have put embargoes on them, blockades, sanctions. Like, there's a reason that they suffer. And it's not just because of communism. Like, we play a very big part in the reason that these communist countries are not successful. I mean, there was a whole war. The Cold War was all about that, destabilizing communist countries.
I'm telling you, I'd be the greatest communist in history. It would be so easy. You wouldn't have to work. You could stay home. The problem is a couple of years go by, the whole place collapses.
What's insane is he ran on affordability. He ran on, I'm going to make housing affordable. I'm going to make groceries affordable. I'm going to make energy and gas affordable. These are all communist things, but he literally ran on that. And it's just crazy how quick he switches up when he realizes that Zoran in New York City ran on affordability, won, and he's doing amazing things in New York City. It's crazy how quickly we switch up. So this whole reflecting pool is a perfect representation of the Trump administration. So we have a reflecting pool in Washington, D.C., and the whole purpose is to reflect the sky. Now, there's a problem with it. Algae likes to grow in the water because you're in Washington, D.C., which is a giant swamp. The sunlight causes the algae to grow in the water, and this is a problem that paint will not fix. As you can see, Donald Trump spent, it is recorded, at least $10 million to paint the bottom of the pool USA blue. And as you can see in this picture right here, the algae is still growing. So yes, there's some blue spots, but there's also some green spots. They are talking about having to drain the pool again and repaint it because it is breaking. Now what Donald Trump will tell you is that somebody came in there with a knife Yeah, who could possibly have come up with such a crazy idea?
If you had a knife, I don't want to give anybody ideas. If you had a knife, you can't even cut it. So strong, so powerful. It's like powerful rubber. I think 290, 300-foot slit right through it. Probably a box cutter or a knife of some kind. Who would think that somebody would go into a pool and take a knife and start cutting it? It'll stay clean.
Like what? What are you like? This dude has dementia, guys. But people are going to the pool now and they are looking at the pool and they're putting their hands in the pool and they're getting charged for vandalism. Like it's crazy, man. The guy that got paid to paint this pool is Donald Trump's personal pool guy. Tell me this doesn't look like a guy that's making some side deals, some under the table deals. Like tell me this guy doesn't look like a shady dude. Now, I want to remind everybody that Donald Trump has deployed the National Guard to DC since 2025. The government has spent at least $1.5 million every single day to have the National Guard deployed to DC. So she puts her hand in the reflecting pool. This guy in the gray shirt walks up. He's an undercover agent. He's recording her. But look at how many National Guard soldiers come up to her. They called over 2 soldiers. Because, you know, we're really protecting and serving the people here, right? Keeping the streets clean of people touching the reflecting pool water. Because this woman is such a dangerous radical leftist, right? And I get called crazy for calling this a fascist government right now. But they just called 2 soldiers over because somebody was touching the water. And it's not done. Now 5 soldiers. 6. 7. 8. Count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 police or U.S. soldiers for a little woman touching the reflecting pool water. You need 9. 9 police or U.S. soldiers for somebody touching the water. But totally not a fascist government. She's laughing at them because, like, what the fuck are y'all doing? You got nothing else better to do. Nothing else better to do. I want to remind you guys, $1.5 million a day to have these soldiers in the streets protecting from the real criminals out here. The water touchers. It's another police officer. The National Guard shouldn't even be there to begin with, but it's just fucking ridiculous, man. All right, so here's Pod Save America.
They're going to build a wall around this thing, too. They're going to have to cover it. They're going to cover it up so people can't take photos of it the same way they built that giant wall around the renovation of the ballroom because they didn't want embarrassing photos of the ballroom. It's not going to go away. The reflecting pool is just there. It's a big part of the National Mall. It's 8 acres big. It's massive. And it is not going to be fixed for a long time. They don't know how to fix it. Obviously, this is very silly, but now we're at the point where they got federal cops patrolling the National Mall to arrest people who are going to point things out that embarrass the dear leader. Ballroom and now this, these are perfect metaphors for what this administration has done. I think it's the kind of thing that'll stick with people, in part because it's also stupid that this is what's taking up the president's time.
And that is the most annoying thing, is he's so focused on this right now. Meanwhile, there's a war going on with Iran. Meanwhile, you know, gas is where I am over $4, where groceries are still high, where people are struggling to pay rent, where people are living on the streets in this country, and the president is worried about the color of a pool. Like, this wouldn't even be a story that I'm talking about if it wasn't so fucking ridiculous and dumb and expensive, right? This was a $14 million project that literally didn't do anything, and they're gonna have to drain the pool again and paint it again probably. And it wouldn't be such a big deal if they weren't arresting people for touching the water. Again, you don't live in a free America anymore, if we ever did. America is a fascist state at this point, when you can be arrested for being accused of doing something that you did not do by touching the water of a pool. And again, why is the National Guard worried about this? This is fucking ridiculous. Wasting everybody's money, wasting everybody's time. The police should be doing something way better with their time than worried about people touching the water. And then we have this sicko, Troy Niels.
Look, I hope they go to prison. They should go to prison. Those that I mean, using knives and stuff.
But did they?
That's horrible.
Where's the evidence, sir?
They cut what they did.
No
why
evidence.
Are they? Anything Trump tries to do to try to beautify this amazing city of Washington, D.C.
Dude, look at how mad he is over a fucking pool. Why would anybody do this to Trump? Oh, dude, he's the biggest fucking Trump sucker I have ever seen. Him and Lindsey Graham, they are tied for #1 of biggest Trump suckers. It is so pathetic.
The far left Trump derangement syndrome nut jobs are out there trying to destroy it. And I hope they go to prison. I think they've arrested several of them. But I think they should go to prison.
Look, I've been down there for many days, and I didn't see anyone.
The water was too deep and they were short, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
So he wants people to drown in the water, so that's cool. You know, same party that complains about left-wing, dangerous left rhetoric. This guy is saying, I wish people would drown in the pool. So that's cool.
Oh, okay. I do know what you mean.
You don't do that. You don't do that.
Agreed.
He spent taxpayer.
You don't do that.
To fix that, make it so beautiful. Trump loves everything. He loves America. Everybody's beautiful. He loves everybody. And they do that. Shameful.
That's why people are upset, because taxpayers did spend their money on it. And as far as we know, it was just a shoddy job, maybe.
No, it wasn't.
No?
Trump doesn't ever do anything shitty.
Is that right?
Everything he does is perfect. It's perfect. And
but it's not a cult. Everything he does is perfect. Christian nationalism mixed with the MAGA cult. When you mix them together, you get somebody like this. Trump can do no wrong. He's perfect. He loves America. He loves God. Everything is amazing. Everything is perfect. Everything's a victory. We are always winning. We're winning so much. We're winning so much, sir. But I get called crazy for calling this a cult. I get called crazy for saying that Christian nationalism is on the rise, when we are saying that Donald Trump is perfect. Nobody's perfect. And this is just an insane thing to say out loud about a man that is like a 30-count felon, multiple mistresses, multiple affairs, multiple bankruptcies. But when you're in a cult, yeah, he's perfect. He's the best. He's handpicked by God.
they went in there and used knives and cut it, and they destroyed it, and shame on them.
So who should foot the bill for the repairs?
I would take their homes. If they have a home, if they have a car, hell, if they have a dog, I'd make them sell everything and fix it.
Wow.
Yeah. So, Troy Neal's claiming, make people homeless. They should be homeless. They should lose their house. They should lose all their property, and they should lose their dog. Wow. Wow.
Absolutely.
So do you think the whole thing wasn't a waste of money, that it should have been beautified and
Trump
fixed?
turned it into a beautiful thing, and it was so beautiful, it irritated the Trump deranged.
So beautiful. I would love for anybody to comment. How has Donald Trump spending $14 million on a reflecting pool changed your life? How has that made your life better? Let me know.
Syndrome nut jobs out there, and they tried to destroy. It's like Trump, what he's building in this country. There are people that will just intentionally go and try to destroy it because Trump's name is on it. They don't like it.
Even the
They just
algae?
don't like
Is the
it.
algae anti-Trump?
All of it, anti-Trump. They want to. You see these little
The algae is anti-Trump. Team algae.
guys walking around looking like little turtles and pieces of algae. I mean, they're crazy. Remember, I said the other day, they need to get therapy. They need to see counseling. Now, we should put some money aside for those people.
Oh, Republican Troy Neal's calling for free mental health care. I think Troy's a far radical leftist now.
All right.
And help them with the counseling and the therapy because they need it. They're crazy.
Free health care? Free therapy?
Shame on those dirty, rotten scoundrels. And
Dirty, rotten scoundrels. What is this, a Scooby-Doo villain?